Yo. What's good? What's good, fellas? What's good? What's good? What's good? I got my guys in the house, man. Y'all introduce yourselves, fellas.
I'm first. All right. What's happening, man? You know, it's your boy Outlaw Uuwop, man. Thoughtful Narcissist Podcast here. Checking in with my boy ShonJ. Ready to talk some talk, man. You know, we always representing, man. Go Dogs, you know.
Man, we not
finna
do no bull dog.
Man. You know, that's what it is.
Yes, sir. Big Bucks, man. What's up, man? Introduce yourself to the people.
What's up? This your boy BigBuc, man. About to chop it up again with my boy Sean, my boy About to get on this thing again. Throw some good content tonight. Up for a good show tonight, man. You know, it is what it is. Shout out. Coming soon, man. I'm gonna do a little work on my YouTube channel once I get everything up and rolling. So y'all stay tuned,
man. Hey, we gotta have something to scroll at the bottom for you. Like if somebody was checking in, be like, "Yo, I rock with this dude," but they got nowhere to follow you at. They got no way to
support you. Just give me time, man.
You need to get online. Like,
hey, as long as I know him, bro, he ain't had no social media, no nothing.
Bro, he probably I think he like KD. He gotta have some social media. He got some burners out there. He got some burners out there.
No, I put a name.
He just not active.
I got a name. I own up if I say so. I'll tell you I said it.
My boy said he don't need no burner.
Right.
No burner. Don't roll like that.
Yeah, man. Get your socials up, man. Get your socials
up. Man. I got the expand past LinkedIn then, all right.
My boy been on that song you got linked.
I know you're trying to get paid, but shit, it's more streams and revenue that we're trying to tap into.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, fellas. So we came here tonight. So this is like a segment podcast. So we got a couple of topics that we really want to gear into, and the conversation can blossom whichever way it goes. So first topic that we want to hop into, which is our title, right? The title of the video podcast is Dion, right? About Coach Prime. Call him Coach Prime. I've been following him, my whole life, right? Since it was Dion, but right now he is Coach Prime, in his current form. But with Coach Prime, we know that he's been in the news lately with his health concerns, his toe issues, potentially, amputating the foot, which he did say, hey, we're not even there yet or nowhere near close to being there. But that's still on the table. Had blood clot surgery last week. Here he's doing well. So first and foremost, we're praying for Dion. We want to see him back in good health.
Definitely.
So this conversation is not anything negative, but it's a real question that we have to ask. Like, is his health concerns going to affect his team's play and, and his recruiting, right? Because you have to be able to travel and you have to be, at these 4 or 5 high school, Friday night games, you're doing 2 or 3 games a night. You're helicoptering here and there. So is he going to be hampered by his health concerns?
You want me to go first, man?
Go ahead.
First things first, is the Prime effect, bro. Dion, health-wise, I hope he gets better, but I think immediately, short term, it's not gonna have that major effect short term. I think just the wave they're riding right now, and Dion can make good pitch sales just over the phone or Zoom or social media. I think that's really helping him short term. Now, in the long term, I think it can have an effect. I mean, the 2024 class right now, and maybe 2025, let's just say his first 2 classes at Colorado, I don't think it's no issue. But depending if this issue lingers, I think that could totally affect things because class of 2025 and beyond, you got a question like, hey, you got health issues. Is he still going to be there?
Right.
I do believe that the team right now will rally around him, play for him. I think they can play inspired ball. That the win total is yet to be determined because, we can sit up here and predict and say they're going to win this amount of games, lose to this team and this team. bottom line is you got to put that helmet on and strap that 10 strap up and play. So we gonna find out week 1 what they're about. You know, as he said, we coming. I mean, that's the only thing you got to go with. But like I said, his health is that health got you scratching your head though. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I like what the movement that's going on and how he's reaching out, but you know, if I'm a 4 or 5 star athlete, I'm feeling it. But like, hey man, you gonna be there in another 2 years. Like, what's up? You know, I came strictly for prime.
Right. Jackson State. I mean, we see what happened at Jackson State and how we bounced after 2 years. And this was after all of the success. So concerns.
I mean, I really believe it's still more to that than the success. I mean, he accomplished what he said he was gonna do. And this, and hey, I know I'm gonna get flagged for this, and this ain't no shot at Dion, but we got to keep it above. The man he coach in a big time game. He's 0-2 in the Celebration Bowl. No matter how you try to slice it up and and make that case. Hey, prime time, this coach prime, big time game, prime time, dude. You 0-2. Hey, can you coach in a big time game? So you got a lot of work ahead of you. You know, you got to get that off of you. 0-2 is what we see right now.
Right. What you got, Wop?
No, I mean, to answer the initial question, will his health play affect, the team's play? I'm not sure it'll necessarily affect the team's play, but I do think it will affect recruiting. You know what I'm saying? Just like my boy BigBuc. I don't want to call you. I want to call you by
your government name.
Right. But like my boy BigBuc said, I mean, I think it is going to be a concern for those top recruits that they're trying to, get to commit to Colorado when they look at it like, okay, when you got guys that's getting recruited by your Alabamas, your Ohio States, your Georgias, your Florida States, where you got a coach that's kind of, Alabama, we kind of know Nick Saban time there is, we know his time is ticking. We know he's not going to be there for another 10 years, but, you probably think Nick going to be there for a couple more years. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at Dion and you get recruited by these other schools where, like Kirby ain't going nowhere, Norvell ain't going nowhere, Ryan Day, he may be on the hot seat, but, you can't just let this guy go unless you feel like you got a substantial replacement for him. And you got schools that are recruiting you with this type of head coaching longevity where you don't see any major concerns with the coach actually leaving. And then you look at Dion, where it's like you say, on top of the health concerns, you still wondering like, okay, this is Dion, Hall of Famer, prime time, 2-sport athlete, the accolades, the list of accolades goes on, but it's like, okay, can you win that big game? Can you put me over the top? Can you take me to that next level? Can you put me in the league? I mean, he was at Colorado. Yeah, one of those kids got drafted, but that kid was also a former Florida State player, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Bolden. So it's like, can you take this kid straight out of high school, no other coaching but prime coaching, and put this guy in the league? It still hasn't been done yet. Not to say that it can't happen, but it still hasn't been done yet. And then when you put like health concerns and things like that on top of it, I feel like that's where it's going to be, where a kid would say like, hey, man, I really got to think long and hard about going to Colorado because it ain't like it's a school with a lot of football prestige, in recent history. Like, if you're going to Colorado, you're going for Dion. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going because the pedigree of the program. You ain't going there on no business and holding up no national championship trophies. Like, you going over there knowing like, okay, we trying to turn this thing around. And if you're not sure that your coach that you're going for is going to be there and be healthy, I think that will, put a question mark in some kids' heads and cause them to kind of, overthink or second guess or, really look into, okay, is this really the best option for me? But as far as like playing on the field, I personally wasn't just sold that they was going to just be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, they won one game last year. Of course, it was a lot of roster turnover. He did have like the highest transfer portal rating. He pretty much got rid of all the guys. I think dude got like less than 10 players returning from the team last year. So it's going to be a completely different team. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to play more into a part of their success or failures rather than Deion's health issues. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just them having a new team, getting the continuity together, everybody playing, getting on one accord, trying to understand what the culture is that he's trying to create there. I think that's going to really determine how well they play this season. But I mean, before the, just to say it, before the transfer portal, all the players he got, shit, I only had them winning like 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Once they got those guys in, I said, okay, I can see them winning maybe 4 games. I can see them beating the Colorado State, Arizona, Stanford, you know what I'm saying? Teams like that. But like, these TCUs, Nebraska, I feel like Nebraska is better than them. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it remains to be seen, man. He got guys there. He got 5-star. He got Travis Hunter. He got, you know what I'm saying? He's got guys there that can compete. So it's just going to be interesting to see like how it all comes together. And I think the assistant coaches are going to play more of a role in that, more so than him. You know what I mean?
Right. But to say that though, right? You got just to look at a couple of his 5-star cornerbacks, DBs. Right, he got Cormani, McClain from this year's from this past recruiting class. Then he had Travis Hunter from the prior year. So you got to think about Deion. If you're a kid, you say, I want to go learn from the best. I want to learn from the GOAT. So the GOAT is Deion Sanders. But actually, the GOAT can't even get down and backpedal. Right. The GOAT, a lot of coaches, right? You're in coaching, you're a coach. Right. Yeah. So a big part of teaching is the actual let me go and the demonstration part. Deion cannot demonstrate. Right. So that's just like Michael Jordan being your coach, but Michael Jordan can't go out there and shoot hoops.
Okay, yeah, that's
tough. I mean? He can't get out on the court.
That's tough.
So how was that affect? How will that affect like Cormani McClain? Which you will get that tutelage, verbally, but he can't really get out there. I think that's a different effect that Deion could be missing, and we see with Travis Hunter, which now who's training to be a full-time receiver, he's not even, really focusing on being a DB, which we thought that he was going to Deion to learn and nurture his defensive back skills, and now he's a full-time wide receiver just about.
I think, honestly, in that situation, I do believe Deion had a heart-to-heart with him. He said your best way to the league is probably going to be at receiver. I agree. I believe that was the conversation. But I also think this too. I get he has physical limitations, getting out there and physically showing the guys like certain skills, backpedaling. But I do think a major part of it to Deion his game over his Hall of Fame career is his ability to watch film and pick up tendencies. That's something that goes unnoticed. And I think that's one thing that he's showing those guys, how to watch film, look at tendencies, looking at a man's stance, like, hey, look at this, how he, line up this certain way, or where his hand placement is at. Just little subtle things like that. And I think that's still beneficial. I do have to ask this though, with that being said, if you are a DB and a quarterback, is Deion going to make you a priority in these next 2 years, or is he looking to get, hey, I just want to get Shador in the league, or make him a Heisman Trophy candidate, or be a draftee and get Travis drafted? Is that all he's looking at over the next 2 years? If you're a quarterback, do you look to go there soon? Like if he's reaching out to you, like that's something you got to consider too. Like if I'm a top DB, but I done just saw the last 2 top number 1 cornerbacks go there, and I'm a cornerback. Wow, like am I ready to go there and compete, or unless Deion reach out to me personally? Like, is that something recruits gonna consider now?
Right. Yeah, because Deion showed that he has no interest in coaching average football players. But if you're a coach, that should be a part of your job. You should be able to, turn average into good and into great. Right. So I think he's really trying to turn that team over to where he's working with pretty much only elite level talent. Does he have, does he reach down? Maybe that's assistant coaches, right? You have that structure in place. Yeah. Position coaches, coordinators and stuff. Your head coach is at the top of the totem pole, right? So he's doesn't have to, physically nurture every single player. But
Right.
does he have interest in coaching the 3-star, the 2-star, and bringing them up?
I mean, and it was funny that BigBuc said that because, like, to second that, I do think that, like you say, Sean, like he can't get out there and physically demonstrate, but I do think that his football IQ and the knowledge that he could, share with the kids is something that's going to be very valuable. You know what I'm saying? And the second, also what you were saying about him taking those lower level guys and raising their talent, it's tough to be a top or to be a average recruit and feel like that can happen because we haven't seen him do it yet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm a big Georgia fan. I can name a guy like Eric Stokes, who was a 3-star, didn't even play DB in high school out of Newton County, Georgia. Eastside High School, came to Georgia, got coached up, and was a first-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? For the Green Bay Packers. And we've seen Kirby take that average talent and elevate it. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Nick Saban take that average talent and elevate it. We've seen that being done with these other championship level coaches. But like you said, we haven't seen that from Deion yet. And I think it does remain to be seen if he can actually do that. Yeah, he did have kids at Jackson State playing a lot better. But like we talked about earlier, he didn't win the big games. And you didn't win the Celebration Bowl when you had obvious superior talent. You know what I'm saying? There were no 5-stars on these other teams. There weren't as many college D1 SEC transfers on these teams. And he wasn't winning those games. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that it's going to be an interesting thing to see, like, even with Travis Hunter, him converting to receiver full time. I think that has a lot to do with his size because I did watch him at Jackson State. I didn't watch every game, but it was hard for him to make a lot of tackles. You know what I'm saying? I saw him get stiff-armed a lot. Right, he wasn't as physical, and I don't know if that's because of his size, and maybe because of his own work ethic. Like, I've seen, like I just mentioned, Kirby take a 3-star, 160-pound kid and turn this dude into a monster at corner where he's making tackles. He's a first-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? In the league right now. He had some injuries last season, but the season before that, he was balling. The season before that, he's balling. You line him up next to Jair Alexander, who is a top 5, top 10 corner in the league. We know you getting a lot of targets now. He held his own. And I know that tutelage and that experience that he's playing with at Green Bay is what he learned at Georgia. And I guess it may be too early to say if Deion can show us that because this is his first year at Colorado coaching D1 football. But at Jackson State, I don't know if we necessarily saw that. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see. But, like, if I'm a Kermani McClain, I don't go to Colorado because I need to see what you going to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It may not be me who going to be that guy that's going to come here and go crazy and do, like, what Travis Hunter was supposed to do. But it's like we really haven't seen it yet. So, like, for me, it's kind of crazy when I saw Kermani McClain, flip and go to Colorado because I'm like, damn, okay, Deion. But we know Deion will sit you down and talk to you and make you think the sky is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Right. The amount of, the gift of gab he has is crazy. So we know. And then when you talking to a Hall of Famer, best motherfucker to ever do it, and you play this same position, it's like, okay, shit, I want to learn from
How
him.
do you look Deion in the eyes and say no?
Yeah, right.
How do you look him in the eyes and say no?
I'm
better off.
But me as a coach and a father, if it's my child and shit, I would have said the same thing for Kirby the first 2-3 years at Georgia. Like, shit, if Nick Saban calling us and Kirby calling us, I done seen Nick Saban put a Clinton Dix, a Fitzpatrick, you know what I'm saying, a Diggs. This man got it's a laundry list of DBs we done put in the league who balling. So shit, I'ma really want to go here because I understand that this track record, I understand the pedigree. You know what I'm saying? With Deion, I haven't really seen that yet. So it was interesting for me when Travis Hunter did it. It was interesting when Kermani McClain did it because to me, I want to see him take that 3-star corner and make him a first-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's easy to do with Travis Hunter. It's easy. Travis Hunter is a superior athlete. You know what I'm saying? The kid plays multiple positions. It's easy to do that. You know what I'm saying? But can you do that with the average guy?
It's yet, like you said, it's yet to be determined. I really do think that. I just think he has his work cut out for him this season. I mean, going from Jackson State to Colorado, I mean, it makes a big difference. But I don't know if y'all saw that quote Pat Man said earlier. You know, he was just trying to figure out with the facilities that Colorado has, how the hell they went 1-11 with football facilities they got. And then when he said that, I started laughing. But then I thought about it. I said, the hell, the whole Pac-12. Every Pac-12 team got a fire-ass football facility, but yet that's one of your weakest conferences.
I mean, the Pac-12 was actually pretty good last year. If you think about it, they had a lot of teams that was ranked in the top 25. Shit, I'm willing to say the Pac might be better than the ACC. You know what I'm saying? Because the ACC real top heavy, dog. You got your Clemson, Florida State is making a resurgence, and that's really it. You know what I'm saying?
That's true for every conference. That's true for every Power 5, bro. Every Power 5 is top heavy.
Except for the SEC.
Yeah, I mean.
But
yeah,
I'm
because
just
the SEC
as far
is
as
only
ranked teams. Like the Pac-12 had a lot of ranked teams last year. No, so they had Utah, they had Oregon, they had USC, they had who else was ranked? It was another team out there that was ranked too. That's slipping my mind. But they had another team that was ranked. They had like 4 ranked teams last year.
Washington or Washington State?
It might have been Washington or it was somebody else. But
I think at one point everybody you had
it was Washington. It was Washington with Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, Penix. Yeah,
the quarterback, left-handed guy out of Indiana. He went to
So you talk about 4 teams ranked in the top 25. That's a good conference. You know what I'm saying? I can't poo-poo on that. That's a tough conference. The ACC don't got 4 teams ranked in the top 25. The SEC does, but that's the SEC. You know what I'm saying? The Big 10, Big 12, they didn't have 4 teams. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe they did. Yeah, because you got your Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan.
Ohio, Michigan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they had, but that just show you like the Pac-12 ain't that bad. You feel me? They're not that bad. They're not that bad.
Yep. Hey, man, so all right, while we on the NCAA, right? Big topic this week, fellas. Big topic is the NCAA football game, EA Sports, the lawsuit that was brought on them by the Brander Group, which is the NIL marketing firm that represents our college players. So now we know that the release of the game is in limbo. So it may be delayed. The restraining order that just was put against EA Sports can now delay the game. So how you guys feel? I know you, Uuwop. I know you have created multiple players. You've won multiple Heisman's, NCAA championships. So you have it. I know, you do the arm sleeves, you got dreads and all that.
Listen,
so
man,
I seen your guy ball out, man. How do you feel about the game being delayed, my brother?
Man, NCAA football was probably one of the greatest video games. You see what I'm saying? That series was incredible, man. I can remember in college at Georgia Southern playing the game for days. Like I might not leave out the house for days. I'm playing this game. You know what I'm saying? I'm on dynasty mode. I'm recruiting. I went to hot, like you say. I remember when you could take your guy from NCAA to Madden. You know what I'm saying?
And export them into Madden. Yeah, that's all.
To finish your my player mode. So I'm excited about the game coming back. I do feel like this whole thing going on with the players, and I feel like it's a little bit exaggerated because if you think about it, man, you playing with these guys who own this game for a maximum 4 years in the game, like 4 game years. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know you play NCAA, yeah, you gonna play your homeboy one-on-one or whatever, that's cool, but anybody who play NCAA know they ain't gonna do my player or dynasty mode. You know what I'm saying? That's the game. That's what the game is about. That's the mode those are the modes that everybody play. You know what I'm saying? And when you playing on those modes, this shit is college. In 2-3 years, these guys who we talking about, they want all this money and they want this NIL and all this shit, they will be out of the game. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are going to graduate. They're going to move on to the league, and you're going to have generic players that you're going to be playing with. I think that this Players Association is kind of reaching here. I do understand if you are a top-tier athlete, if you're a Brock Bowers, if you're a Caleb Williams, if you're a, you know what I'm saying, one of these if you're a Marvin Harrison Jr., if you are a Heisman candidate or an All-Pro or all
Right.
SEC or all conference, all region, whatever player, I can understand them saying, okay, we want a little more money. And I think that the game should accommodate that.
They should be able to negotiate, right? If
Right,
you're
you should be able to
because
negotiate.
if you're buying NCAA, let's be honest. I'm not buying NCAA for the third string guy on
Right.
San Jose State, right?
Right,
So, but
right,
he still has to get paid, right? He has to get
Right.
paid $500. But if you're a top tier athlete, like a lot of people gonna buy for Caleb Williams, like you
Right.
said, Brock Bowers, like they want to play with maybe 5% of the players that are in those 5% of players, those 5%. So those 5% should be able to negotiate a better deal for the
Right.
year.
But
I'm
no
with that.
guarantee.
Say again.
Oh, I was just gonna say those guys that I get what you're saying, but those guys won't even be on the game next year. You know they coming
That's what
out
I'm
next
saying.
year.
They not gonna be on the game long. So that's why I feel like asking for too much is just being unreasonable and greedy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like you said. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, like you say, these guys are gonna be gone. You already, if you are feeling like you're in a position where $500 isn't enough for your name, image, and likeness to be on the game, you're probably already getting various other endorsements and NIL deals. You know what I'm saying? So this money that's coming from this game shouldn't really make or break you or make you feel like slighted in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's just a drop in the bucket, bro. It's literally just a drop in the bucket. So like,
right.
You guys know coming up, they wanted to play these games when they was, these kids is playing now. They didn't get to play NCAA like we did. You know what I'm saying? They a lot younger than us. The shit stopped with like RG3 when he was on the cover. That was like the last one, right?
Nah, what's the dude from Michigan? That was the last one, I think.
Okay, Denard Robinson, shoelace.
Yeah, I think that was the last
that was
one.
at
20
least like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So Brock Bowers, Caleb Williams, they ain't play NCAA, but I bet they probably wish they could have. You know what I'm saying? I bet they wanted to play with Cam Newton and, you know what I'm saying, these other guys. So it's like, shit, if you gon', hey, man, like, let's just enjoy the game. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
What
as you can see what's on the screen, NFL players don't receive direct compensation for being in Madden. So you got to think, man, if NFL players are not getting paid for it, why are we holding it up for college players?
We're talking about NFL players that are going to be on this game for years, as long as they in the league. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can play with the dude. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry about, okay, I'm on the game, and after I play 2 seasons, this motherfucker gonna graduate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, motherfucker might retire if they old, but chances are they done been on the past 6, 7 Maddens. You know what I'm saying? So right. I feel like this shit is honestly a reach and a stretch. That could just be coming from me because I'm an advocate for the game. I love the game. I love NCAA. I like it better than Madden, honestly. And I feel like, I want the game to come back. I do want the game to come back. And I feel like these guys may be just kind of reaching a bit. And I think it's a little unnecessary, personally. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they can reach.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was saying, I understand the reaching. Because, I mean, let's just look at the numbers, bro. The game going to be, like, new console, it's going to be $70 a pop for every game. Right. And then, speaking of a guy that's from an older crowd, look how many guys my age and older going to come back to that game and want to buy that game and play.
Oh, yeah.
That's where most of your market is going to come from, right there. And we, guys like myself and others like yourself, we gladly say, hey, I will go spend this money to get this game. Gladly, year in and year out. Every year it come out. So,
right.
Now to save $500, it is better than nothing. But if you just do the math with us, come on, it's 100.
That's a lot of fucking money.
130 universities are on the game. Let's just say 100 players per team. That's 13,000 players. So the game itself gonna generate what? If it's $70 a pop, I mean, let's say you sell 1 million copies.
The game's gonna make millions.
Yeah, I mean, if you paid $500 to every player, that ain't but $6.5 million. So if you paid 1,000, that's what 13.
6.5. That's a lot of fucking.
But you got to you got to look at the company expenses too. It costs to make that game.
How much are they taking off of it? Because obviously, with that company wanting to negotiate, obviously it's still a lot that the company is gonna get because it still obviously is a nice bottom line that they have. with the production, shipping costs, your overhead costs, just little simple stuff like that. I mean, I think it's a nice number. I think that they can come to an agreement on. I mean, I really do. But
So
like you said,
500 is too low for you. So you're not with $500. You think it should be higher?
I mean, based off if we are paying $70 and that game is gonna sell because it's a different game, you can maybe bump it up a little bit. But I get
think
that
$500 is a lot of money. I think when you look at it in
that's a lot of money to me.
like you say, no, I mean, I'm just thinking in totality. When you look at it, 130 games, these guys got 100 players a team, 100 players per team.
14,000 players.
We're looking at $6 million just for player licensing. This has nothing to do with anything else that any other expenses that come along with making the game. We're not talking about paying any employees. We're not talking about the however the fucking
production costs, all
distributed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you have to distribute the game as far as CDs for your console, or if it's a digital distribution, what all comes in entails with that. Like I don't know the ins and outs, but just thinking about paying $6 million, like I'm willing to go out and say, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm willing to bet that there's no other video game where they spend $6 million just on licensing characters in the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you think about
that may be there just for a year.
Yes,
right.
And that's a lot of fucking money for somebody that the game is going to get rid of. The game itself is going to get rid of these players when you play on the most popular modes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's just a little ridiculous. Like I feel like $500 is straight for the average player. Yeah, like I mentioned, when you get into those top names, those Heisman candidates, those all NCAA, though, those top players. Okay, maybe we'll shoot you 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Because you're Caleb Williams, because you're Brock Bowers, because you're Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, because you're fucking Milroe from Alabama, which he probably don't even deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay, you're a high profile player. We'll throw you a little bit more money, but I think anything over $1,000 is egregious, because what we gonna do, man? They don't need it. Right. They don't need these guys. They made the game without the players before, and they could do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like
it definitely can.
All right. So Joe, how would you feel about the EA Sports passing off the cost to the customer instead of it being a $70 game, and they make it an $80 game?
The game gonna be $100.
$10 a piece for a couple of $1 million worth of sales. That'll take care of their licensing. But would that be fair for the actual consumer to be paying for this cost? Because we do all the time. The taxpayers, we pay for a lot of things indirectly.
Yeah,
because
I don't think it's fair.
Like I said, the average game now is $70, so $10 more. We may look at it as just inflation. So I mean, it's the first year, and if it's a solid game, you're gonna make the money. Like there's no reason you won't even break even within the first 3 months that game is released. You might break even
alone. They're gonna go viral off nostalgia alone.
They will. I mean, I don't want it to be passed along to me. Not for a guy that I'm going like Caleb Williams. He's gonna be on the game for, if I'm playing in my dynasty mode, he's gonna be there 1 year. Like I don't think that's worth the extra anything. You know what I'm saying? As far as for me to pay, no, I don't think it's worth that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. We got to come in here and say the company is going to get plenty. 500 is the drop in the bucket. They can pay 2,500 easy and not feel it. Easy. Just stop. He paid 2,500 easy.
I'm an entrepreneur and a business owner, so I look at things from both. You know what I'm saying? Both mindsets. Like,
that's coming
me as a business, I don't want to pay more for something that I don't think I have to pay for.
You paying 2,500 to a walk-on that just made the team, and he may not get no snaps.
May not get any snaps.
But he's technically owed 2,500. I
don't agree with that.
So that's why. Yeah, once you start, 2,500, man, you just make the team.
That's too much. Yeah, that's too much for somebody that's not. Because like we said, man, these guys can literally create the game with just numbers and positions, and somebody will take their time and go put names on everybody. And if they heights are incorrect, they will correct it. If their weight is incorrect, they will correct it. If their hometown is incorrect, they will. We have game freaks who literally get on the game and do this. Like, and you know what everybody else gonna do? We gonna download that roster and we gonna play with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And at that point, what do you do? What do you say? You know what I'm saying? Like, what they not? That's what I feel like the players, they have leverage to an extent, but you don't want to push the button too far. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, okay, hey man, let me take this 500, let me take this 1,000, and then if the game does numbers and the revenue is out of control, now the next year we can revisit this shit. Hey, now we got something to go off of. Last year y'all made $60 million off the game. We feel like y'all could pay $10 million in licensing for the, you know what I'm saying, for these players. You feel me? But off the rip, no, I'm not going for that.
Yeah, I like that idea, Wop, to say, hey, you know, this year we got to create a baseline, right? We got to create a baseline. We have to create data, right? So there's no data from prior years. They've been off the board, so they have no data to go by. So maybe 500 is a gross underpay, but we kind of don't know right now.
Right.
Next year we will have that data to know, like, hey, 500, we should have gotten 1,500. So you know, we're negotiating better. I just think that the leverage is not there.
Right.
So say if you start at 5, let's just say you start at 500, and you know they have success with the game, it goes up. Would they put a cap on that number, or would it just gradually go up?
I think it may go up with inflation, like you say, just based off, you know, the cost of living in life and things like that.
I'm saying, what I mean, not the game, but payout to the players. Let's just say they settle for the 500, but they do good the first year, and they was just like, okay, we could have paid more, and it increased over time. Let's just say it comes out next year, the next 3 games, it increased for the next 3 years. Do they put a cap on that number? Like what they pay out, like go from 500 to 1,500 to.
I think it should escalate, but another one of the big sticking points in the lawsuit is that there's no residual income for these players. So if they're signed, you know, they should sign some type of incentive-based deal to where it could be $500 and it could escalate if we meet certain marks.
Right.
Then, I like that idea. Then you can have whatever contract you sign for that year. This game's sales, if this game continues to sell 5-10 years from now, you'll get a residual check, just like you were a movie, like you played in a movie. You get those residual checks when your thing get placed on BT. Tyrese still gets his from Baby Boy almost every month. So yeah, I think
that's a great idea.
It could be a better negotiated deal, right? It could be better negotiated. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, but while they're trying to better negotiate it, they're killing the game. And we're consumers. We're like, we just want to play. But they got business.
No, I agree with that, though. I think that's a great idea. I think there should be some sort of a residual percentage agreement to say, like, okay, if we hit certain benchmark, if the game sells to a certain amount, you know what I'm saying, then we will, you know, break you off a check on the back end. You know what I'm saying? But we know that after this year, that's going to be it. Like, if NCAA 23 come out, we're going to buy it. And then when 24 come out, we're going to buy that. Ain't nobody going back to buy 23. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think that kind of deal, it would be a good idea, but I don't think it's going to be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be short term. Like when 25 come out, nobody buying 23, nobody buying 24. You know what I'm saying? When 26 come out, nobody buying anything prior. So I think that it is a good like starting point, and it's something that they could build off of and negotiate. Maybe something that's a lot more feasible and something that benefits the players more. But for now, man, I don't think that they should be asking for an egregious amount. You know, I think like you said, starting off, this is a benchmark. We're gonna kind of see where it goes from here, and we can negotiate some back end residual percentages that we could say like, hey, if we gross this much, we'll take a percentage of this and pay all the players, you know what I'm saying, something evenly where everybody gets the same. But yeah, right now with the game not being out and it being so long since the game has come out, I think it's gonna be tough to just for the players to kind of push that button because, like I said, the game can be made without the players. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It can
That's what
still be made without the players.
Jason just put that up there. He agree with you, my man. Jason agree with you. Say
Right.
they don't have leverage. It can be made without them. Like
They can be
what else?
made without them. So it's
What
like,
else
hey,
can
do
they
you want
turn
to take
to?
the
They don't have
500
any other
or do you
games.
want to get nothing?
Right. Right. So yeah. Yep, man. Yeah. Hey, fellas, appreciate the conversation tonight. We can keep going on and on and on, but we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it short. We'll be back next week. We're gonna be back, and we're gonna keep it rolling, man. I appreciate you guys tonight, man. Hella good conversation. Dion, Coach Prime, expectations, man. Good insights on that. EA Sports lawsuit, NCAA. We want to play the game. It's in the game. We want to get the game. So salute, fellas, man.
Hey, before we go,
let the folks know where to find you at, man. Go ahead.
Before we go, I want to see if I can get some Colorado predictions from y'all. I need to hold y'all to something. I said 4 games. I want to know what y'all got.
I got.
I'm giving them 4 wins.
Let's pull the schedule real quick. Can
we go over? Do y'all want to go over under, or do y'all want to go? You know what I'm saying? Win loss.
I tell you what. I step out on a limb. I say they're gonna win. I'll make the wild card guess. I say they'll win 6 games.
Whoa!
You say they'll win 6?
He looked at the schedule.
I don't know if you can pull 6.
I don't know. And they won 1 game.
I'm giving you 3 wins, but we got several toss-up games. I ain't gonna say they just a dead loss.
Okay. So we got TCU out the gate.
L.
TCU L. We're in agreements on the L. Big L. No disrespect. We're not clowning, but that's an L.
No disrespect. I'm just
no disrespect. Yeah. But just in case this may it ain't gonna reach me, but it isn't do. We ain't disrespecting.
No, we love Nebraska. I support. I like what he's doing out there. You know, I just think it's gonna take him some time to get the team turned around.
Yeah. The point of asking the question is because we followed Dion our whole life. We're gonna follow Colorado, so we want to know what to expect when we're watching. So we're gonna follow Dion regardless, and we want to see him do well. But we're trying to figure out what the hell should we be? What the hell we're gonna see?
Right.
Okay, so we got Big L to start. Nebraska. This is a team, new head coach, trying to, get their name back in the prominent. Right, so you got double at home. His home debut.
I'm giving them 2 losses to start the season
on Fox.
At home.
It's a 12 o'clock game. Okay, that's a 12. That's a 12 start. You got 2 12 o'clock starts there on Fox. So he's getting the prime time game on Fox. He's getting their main game.
It's prime time. It's prime time. It wouldn't be right if it was anything else.
Okay, Colorado State.
First W of the season.
That's second
first W of the season. Okay, I think they lost to Colorado State last year.
Yeah, they did.
So
they played them. Did they play them?
No, they did. I think the only team they beat last year was Arizona.
I thought it was Cal. I thought it was Arizona or Cal. One of them.
I think it was Arizona.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think it was Arizona.
Okay, so we'll go 1 win. We'll go 1 win here. So we got 1 and 2. So Oregon, that's an L.
That's an L.
That's an L. USC, this is a fat
L.
L.
L. Arizona State, I'm giving them a win.
That's a win.
We'll give them a W with Arizona State.
Yeah, I got them doing 2 right now.
2 in. Hold up. 1, 2.
I have them 2 and 2. I have them. I have them right now. 1, 2.
3 and 2.
We got 2 and 4. 2 and 4. 2 and 4. The only 2 we got 2 and 4. The only 2 wins we got on the board for them now is Colorado State and Arizona State.
Yeah,
I gave them a win. I gave them the win over Nebraska.
Okay, you got 3 and 3. 3 and 3. The 2 and 4. Okay. Right okay. Friday night game. More prime time for prime time. On
Stanford,
ESPN.
I think it's gonna be tough. I think they could beat Stanford.
Stanford has been falling back last couple of years.
I think they could beat Stanford.
Okay.
That's 4.
All right. So we got 3 and 4 and Big Bucks. You got what? 4 and 3. So you got them with a winning record going into week 8, week 9.
UCLA,
right?
UCLA, that's a toss-up game.
That's
In
a
the
toss-up
Rose
game,
Bowl,
but I'm gonna roll with
prime time in the
UCLA
Rose
right
Bowl.
now.
I'm gonna
That's
roll
a
with
toss-up
UCLA.
game,
They lost a quarterback, but
They got a good quarterback coming in. They got a good recruit, top quarterback in the nation coming in.
okay. So interested. A lot of this is gonna. We haven't know. A lot of people hasn't talked about Shedeur Sanders. His transition and jump is gonna be key because he's gonna have to go into these places or have to defend his home against defenses that he's never saw, Power 5 defenses. So, so we're talking about giving him, you know, a win against Stanford Friday night. Like these are
That's tough.
These are like biggest wins that he probably ever had in his life, right? Because he was on the lower tier Texas team, right? Not say lower tier, lower.
That was a Christian school.
Yeah, lower classification, then HBCU, and then now we're talking Power 5. So, all right, UCLA, we got an L there. Oregon State.
Oregon State, yeah.
I got the last win of the season against Arizona. Those my 4. Wait, do I have 4 already?
No, you're at 3. You're at 3 and 4.
Okay,
I think you had Arizona State. You had Arizona State, Stanford, Colorado State, and Arizona. Okay, so something like a 4 and 7.
Yeah, I got to win in 2. I got to win in 4 games, dog. I got to win in 4 games.
I got to win in 3 games.
I wouldn't be surprised if they win 3. I'm
right.
going.
I got them over Nebraska. I think Nebraska, Arizona State, Arizona.
I think Nebraska gonna beat them just because Nebraska had good players on that team. Now they just didn't have great coaching. You know what I'm saying? They got a quarterback transfer from Georgia Tech that's gonna change the game there. They already had and a lot of these teams, man, you got to think these guys been playing together for years. Like Colorado, this shit new. These dudes ain't playing together. These dudes ain't got the team chemistry yet. That shit makes a huge difference in football, man. So some of these teams, I think Colorado may have better talent, but I think that the fact of them being a new team and not having that team chemistry is what's going to hinder them from winning some of these close games.
Reginald got them bowl bound. I think Big Bucks got them bowl bound too. You got them clean picks.
I got the floor. Like I said, the floor is 4. I think the ceiling is 6 games. I'm not gonna guarantee a bowl game, but they could potentially be bowl eligible.
You get 6, you in the bowl game, right?
Bowl eligible.
6 you're bowl eligible. Yeah, because they're not playing any Division II opponents, so everything, you know, every game, every win will count.
And they got Utah last game of the season.
Oh yeah, they can do it.
Yeah, that's a hill, man. Utah is good as hell. Utah beat Florida, right? Utah good.
Did they beat Florida? Did they lose?
Yeah, they beat Florida last year.
They beat Florida
first game of the season. I thought Florida ended up coming back.
No. They gave Florida a run for their money. Florida won.
Yeah, Florida ended up winning that game. Yeah, I wanted them to win bad. You know me, I was rooting like hell.
Yeah. You know, we don't fool with them.
Yeah, the quarterback ended up throwing a pick in the end zone at the end of the game. Yeah, he blew it.
I got them winning 3 to 4 games. I'll go 4 just because
I go 3 games.
Showing some love, but I won't be surprised if they win 3.
Right. Shedeur Sanders, man, we are watching you, man. Is if he clicks on this level, I think they can get to 6. But we don't know. I'm not sure if Dion is recruiting other quarterbacks. Do he even entertain them? Do he date them? Or is he just so faithful to his son? Like the backup quarterback, does he has to pump the backup quarterback up like he's ready to start in a game any time. at any time. So
anything can happen, man. And he does
yeah,
recruit other
anything can.
quarterbacks. He's recruiting quarterbacks for like class of 25 because he knows Shadur won't be there. You know what I'm saying? But he's not recruiting.
Right.
He's not recruiting competition. You know what I'm saying? And that's
And I
what I
don't
think
think
might
that's
be a
really good.
downfall. When your quarterback knows, like, you know what I'm saying? When your quarterback knows, man, hey, this is my job. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's always tough. Right. I like to have competition. I want this dude to know he on the hot seat, man. You fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, it's somebody coming in who gonna replace your ass. You may not get back in. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
I mean, that's what
think that competition, iron sharpens iron, that breeding that competition amongst the team is always what makes the team better. And it's definitely not. I don't think they have the depth. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the depth at a lot of positions. Like you say, Jason, the O-line is shaky. The D-line is shaky. You know what I'm saying? He got some transfers from some D1 teams, but those guys didn't play like that. The guys he got from Florida State, I think would have the most experience. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the
transfers. I mean, for his team, they're upgrade, but they're still backups that hasn't got their.
They don't have a lot of experience playing.
Right.
So it's gonna be like, that you're gonna go through those struggles of the inexperience. You're gonna go through those learning lessons and those teaching lessons. And when you got teams like Nebraska, it's a new head coach, but these motherfuckers been playing for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? UCLA, these kids been playing for 2 years. Like it ain't just like, oh, we bringing a whole new 11. You know what I'm saying? Which is what's going on at Colorado. And it's not so much the talent level as it is the continuity of just a new team. But it's what's chemistry. You know what I'm saying? That's
chemistry. Chemistry will be big to watch.
Me to say,
big to watch.
Okay, they're not gonna be as successful as a lot of people want to believe they will be.
Right. Big Bucks, you talk about this all the time, like the trenches for Dion, right? For Coach Prime, right? We don't see a lot of commitments from the trench area. And this goes into what Jason is saying, like, is he bringing in, because he had a very small offensive line last year, Colorado did. So they have small guys. They don't look D1, as they said. So
like a high school team.
Do he have
like a fucking JV team?
Can he protect? Can he recruit? And can he protect his quarterback this year?
It's yet to be determined, because every time you see Dion on the recruiting trail, what do you see him with? A 4 or 5 star skill player. You ain't seen out one offensive lineman or D lineman. Like, I know he made the comments about we looking for a specific type of player, like
single parent home.
Yeah.
Single parent home.
I was just like, bro, like, I get it, but dude, if you a dog, you just a dog. I don't care where you at. Like,
that was bad. That was bad. That was a bad take by Dion.
I mean, I know he was joking. If you can play, you can play.
He was reaching for that. He was reaching.
Yeah, but that's what happened when you got that gift of gab and you just talking, trying to galvanize everybody. Sometimes you say the wrong things. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, everybody got mad about it. I didn't take no offense to it, but I was just like, come on, bro. You can find that go-getter anywhere.
Right.
But like I said, I've been saying this since the last couple of months, and like my boy Jason said, can that line hold up against Shador? It's yet to be determined. But if you've been keeping up with that little YouTube channel, you see he done changed this whole throwing motion. Look how quick he getting the ball out when he release it. Like it used to be a long wind up. Now he just throwing it quick. I was just like, he know what time it is now. Like, different. This ain't the SWAC no more.
Nah, and I don't know if y'all familiar with the coach who is the OC over there. He came from Kent State. Kent State runs a very fast-paced offense. You know what I'm saying? They are no huddle tempo offense. Like, they run the play, they get to the line, they get set, they run the next play. You know what I'm saying? So it's also tough to recruit O-linemen for that style of play. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get guys that's gonna be in shape. Like, you know what I mean? It's not easy. So I mean, hey man, we're gonna see. I'm not that sold on Shador personally. I watched him at HBCU. I think he's good, but I don't think he's like great. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't wow me. He doesn't he has a good arm. Accuracy wise, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think the issue is. I think he has the power. But I mean, we gonna see. I'm interested to see. I think he could be good. He was getting recruited by all the Power 5 schools. You know, Georgia offered him, Auburn. You know, everybody offered him, so he has the potential. We just gonna see what happens, man.
We will be watching, fellas. We will be watching every game because that's what we do. Shit,
Right.
we're gonna watch the game.
Right.
So
Right.
we will be tuned into Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs. Your TV ratings are gonna go through the roof because I know at least 3 of us on this call right now. Oh, shit, this live stream. We're gonna be watching. So all eyes on Coach Prime, man. Like always, he's used to it. So it's up to him to perform, and he has been performing his whole life. So we're gonna see what he got on this stage. Good convo, fellas, man. Let these folks know, where to keep up with you at, how to support you, where to follow you, and before we get out of here.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me again, bro. Look forward to coming back, whenever, bro, and talking ball. I love it. Outlaw Uuwop, man, on Instagram, all that, man. Follow me, TTN Podcast, Thoughtful Narcissist Podcast. We on a little break right now. We taking our off-season break, but we'll be back soon. So just stay tuned in, man. Follow me. Shout out to Stockbridge High School. We coming for that state championship in Georgia this year. So if you follow high school football, follow us. Trying to get me a couple 1,000-yard receivers this year. So we're gonna see what it do, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, this your boy BigBuc, man. Y'all know me, I ain't on social media like that heavy, but check out my I got a YouTube channel.
Follow him on this channel. You can follow him on this channel. At least you know he'll be here.
Stay tuned.
You know he's gonna show up here. So follow him on this channel. Like, share, and subscribe for BigBuc.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But stay tuned coming soon because I'm gonna have some highlights, man. I'm actually coaching this year, my oldest son. So look out for that and more material, just a little stuff to pop up with, man. So just be on the lookout for y'all boys posted.
Hey, man, I will be assisting you in any way that I can, brother, to help you, get your visuals and your audios and everything you need to go to look how it's supposed to look, my man. So appreciate y'all, fellas, man. We will be back, everybody. Thanks for checking out the show this week. Salute to the chat, man. Before we go, salute to the chat, man. We love the participation. The live participation helps the conversations go even further. The input, we love, just building and picking up off of what you guys saying. So salute to Jason's, salute to Reginald, my man Chris, Red Swarm, the whole gang. If you're watching and you didn't comment, go ahead and like and subscribe. But man, appreciate y'all, man. We'll be back next week. It's your boy ShonJ. We out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
Salute, fellas.